So, Trump's Gaza plan. I don't like it. I don't like it. I see it as one more avenue for us to be drawn into another 20-year-long entanglement in the Middle East that, quite frankly, we have no benefit in. There's no dog in that fight for us. Look, Islam has been chopping their neighbors' heads off since 610 AD. We're not going to stop that. Now, look, do I feel for Israel? Sure. I've long viewed Israel as a small island of sanity in an ocean of madness. But what's happened, frankly, is the waves have beat against the rocks so long that it's driven the inhabitants of that small island kind of mad. And I understand it. I get it. Now, you can learn a couple of things from the way Israel is conducting their war. That's how war is supposed to be conducted. War is supposed to be horrible, so that you never want to do it again, right? Or you can never have the ability to press a war again. It's not the way we do things. We do this thing where we go into your country, we blow up a village or something like that, and then we rebuild it better than we found it. We give you a whole bunch of money, USAID. Meanwhile, Americans are living in cardboard boxes down by the river in January. No, I don't like it. I don't think we should have anything to do with any of these wars overseas. Europe is Europe's problem. The Middle East is a Middle East problem until they make it our problem, right? Until we can actually have an articulable reason for being there that pertains to our national defense personally. We are not the world's police. I would think we would have learned that in the last 20 years. How'd we fare in Iraq? How's Iraq right now? Is it a democracy? No? Shocking. How about Afghanistan, huh? That turned out well. No? Vietnam? No? It's almost like we're not winning wars. We're just spending fuck tons of money on perpetual conflict so that we can keep Raytheon and Lockheed Martin and all their investors quite fat and happy, huh? How about we stop that? How about we take some of that money and we put it towards the American people? There are plenty of American people from Appalachia to Native American reservations that could use that money. To the inner cities of Detroit, for God's sakes. How about that? Israel's not our problem. Gaza's not our problem. Ukraine's not our problem. Russia's not our problem. Any more than Rwanda is our problem. Or Burma. These aren't our problem. Now look, I think the president is doing a bang-up job writ large. Wholesale, across the board, doing a bang-up job. Everything he's doing domestically, I really like. His successes in trade, I think, are great. But I think this is a misstep. Now look, I'll say this. This could be another example of Trump's big ask, where he says, I'm gonna solve this problem by doing something you really, really hate, in order to bring people to the table to talk them out of it, and then they meet him in the middle and problem solved. And if that's what happens, then fine, great, wonderful, good job. But I'm telling you now, if one U.S. Marine or one U.S. Army soldier ends up boots on the ground in the Middle East, I'm going to be fairly upset. I'm not going to be happy about that. Unless we're going to win a war for us. Meaning we're going to fight a war the way a war should be fought. We're going to prosecute the war properly. We're not going to tiptoe through the tulips with OEF and OIF ROEs. We're going to go for backbone. If that's the case, and we're going to keep what we conquer, okay? If that's the game you want to play, as long as you play it fairly, as long as you play it fairly well, I don't have too much to complain about. All right, so here's my deal. If you want to go back into the Middle East, we had better be reestablishing the Crusader states and marching on Constantinople by the end of it. If not, get the fuck out. Mind your own business. Not our problem. I don't support the president. I don't have to support the president. I'm not a supporter. I'm a citizen. And the government, president, senator, congressman, whatever, they support us, or at least that's their job. Their job is not foreign wars to line the pockets of Raytheon. It's not transgender surgeries for pygmies. It's not poetry contests in Iceland for the gender fluid. There's none of that. Their job is to keep this country safe, which, as far as I can tell, their track record has been pretty abysmal, writ large across the board. So maybe, focus on your primary before you start looking at secondaries and thirds.